Brown Sugar here. The DLC 3 trailer has just dropped, and as the title suggests, I'll be doing an in-depth analysis of every frame of the trailer. I'll include the new Wonder Weapon that's coming in, the PPSH, any details I can find that possibly escaped your eye as you were busy being fantasized and completely amazed by the late DLC 3 trailer. Because, flipping trailer, don't release their trailers on time. Jesus Christ. But yeah, you can see here, literally in the first couple of frames, we've already set the tone. We've got some creepy statues of children in the background, got some fire, hopefully you won't walk through that, some skeletons, really interesting. In a couple of frames of the trailer, we've got an area called Belinsky Square, which, as we know, Nikolai's second name, Belinsky. So maybe we've got some more undertones, maybe more backstory to Nikolai than we initially thought. And even when the characters in-game address him, what his past is like, he completely ignores them and tells them to piss off, basically. We've got a more kind of like a Eisendrache kind of lab here, to the left even, all the way to the left, there's a power switch. This does look like it's probably going to have something to do with the Easter egg. Maybe this is where the main facility for 935 was. Maybe it's flipping Dr. Gerge, who knows, because that was mentioned in Zetsubu no Shima, but never really developed upon. Maybe it's DLC 4, who knows. We also now see a shutter close in an area that we've not previously seen. So maybe this is an area such as in Zetsubu no Shima, where when you try and turn the power on, it locks you in. Or maybe it's just a little trap that you can use to cut down the zombies. Either that, or Treyarch just trolling us by this maybe in the starting room, or maybe the area that you start in, the cutscene, maybe, who knows. As seen, now we see the real sexy baby that is the zombie. The immediate thing that jumps out is the glowing red eyes. Jeez, this is like Mob of the Dead right here. Question, Mob of the Dead, zombies, red eyes, these guys have got red eyes. Maybe there's a connection, maybe there's something we don't know. That would actually link in very well with the blood vials, to be fair. Also, another thing is that we haven't really known who's been controlling the zombies, because in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, it was very important who is controlling the zombies, seeing as we've had Samantha and Maxis. I mean, we can kind of assume that it was Samantha with Dreisendrach and the Giant, because it had taken just right after we had Samantha and Maxis teleported to the moon. So we can kind of assume, maybe, that Samantha's been controlling the zombies. Then again, we might just be seeing this is the multiverse, different people controlling different zombies. Or maybe it's not even a big deal who's controlling them. Who knows? Right, also now we have the MG42 in the flesh, killing tons of zombies. Now this better be an unmountable weapon, because at the moment we only see it mounted on a wall. So maybe it's an auto turret that you can grab and you can fire it. Maybe you have to pay to get it. But it's still pretty cool that we've got the MG42 in zombies again. That is amazing. Also, in the same frame, we do have the boss zombie. We do get a nice good glimpse of him. He looks like an armoured man. He looks like he's from like the Roman times. He's got a body plate, he's got a helmet. This time looks like he's got two sickles strapped to his left arm, and he has some kind of plasma Gatling gun or plasma weapon on his right arm. Immediately in the next frame, we do have quick revive in the corner, so this means that the fountain area may indeed be the start point, seeing as we could sort of see the barbed wire and similar features shared. Even then, I don't think that is it, seeing as we are inside a building at this point. There's a big pile of flesh by the looks of it on the left-hand side. Maybe that's a dragon that's crashed down and burned. Maybe you'd be able to pick up a piece in there for maybe a buildable. Maybe. But it's very interesting that we do have a massive gutted dragon right in front of us, and it takes a little bit to notice. That means these things aren't mechanical. These things are completely organic. These are grown, unlike most people in saying they're mechanical. Right as he announces the map name, we see a giant in the background. Now, unlike most of the videos that I've seen, seeing as the DLC literally trailer launched today, in the background we see a giant, but this is different. It's got a red visor, which is where I believe this is not the Germans' giant, but rather it's a Russian giant. This has been developed by Mother Russia, the Soviets themselves, to combat the Origins robots, which is why we see the difference. Seeing as in, I don't know why Germany would aid Russia, seeing as they're flipping going head to head and mashing their guns into each other's faces and killing each other at this point, seeing as this is World War II. So yeah, this is what I think, seeing as it wouldn't make sense. Unless they steal and commandeer the Origins giants. That would be a very good explanation. Either way, these are not our standard Origins giants. These are Soviet giants. We also hear a dog scream as soon as we see the zombie climb through the window, so it kind of is confirmed that we're going to have some sort of dog round that will give us a maximum at the end of it. And now we get our first glimpse at yet another different kind of zombie. They couldn't just put in a boss zombie in this, no. They brought back these really weird electric zombies. I hope they don't work like the Avogadro in Transit, because we all know why it's called trans shit. We also know that the EMP zombies work in Dreisendrache when you're trying to get the DG4s. They kind of explode. So is it going to be the kind of same thing, seeing that I don't think we see these things get killed in the trailer? We also see a Nikolai pop Cogulant, which I'm not very, I hate Cogulant with a passion. See, now we see the dragon in its full glory. Now, unlike many, I think this is actually going to be the friendly dragons. I think that these dragons are here to help us, as opposed to popular belief where they're here tearing up the place. I think these dragons are going to help the main four characters, such as being traps and being transport maybe around the map. So we can actually use these dragons ourselves, which would be epic, to actually, aid us in our help for survival. We now also see the boss zombie in action. It is using its plasma cannon, I'm going to call it that for now. It reaches back, it glows red, and immediately as he pulses it forward, it glows a vibrant blue and seems to unload what I could see is a giant energy beam or Gatling beam in front of our main crew, which is really epic. I'm really liking this because this is a completely unique a completely unique boss zombie, unlike many of the features that we've seen beforehand. We also get to see these brand new, dog round equivalent, I'm gonna say. These are 935 robots that are powered by element 115. They're kind of like the robots from the Matrix. They plug you in and stuff. Neo sees one but as he comes out. But it looks like these are gonna be like our new dog round. Unlike, even though it's already confirmed we have dogs, they spin out when you shoot them, and they generally just look cool. We also do get another look at this amazing shield that we're getting. A lot more visibility than the previous shields, especially the one in Zetsubu Machine, but that one was terrible. This one's got a massive gaping hole in it, and it looks like it's been enchanted by a dragon, and it's made from the remnants of a dragon, which is why I think it connects to the guts we saw earlier. So maybe we're going to have to find a piece inside it, and we're going to have to use it to build the zombie shield, or I'm going to call it the dragon shield. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that it frickin' fires fireballs at your enemies, which is flipping cool. Immediately after that, we see this giant thrust weapon, which kind of looks like the glove from Hellboy. I'll throw up an image of that if you don't know. But it looks like you kind of, similar with the thrust with the shield of the rockets, you kind of go in and you falcon punch all of the zombies out of the way with an electric fist. We can also see Speed Cola up there in the top left. Maybe we'll be able to get up to that. Well, of course we're going to get up to it. We're going to have to buy that maybe. It looks like it's a closed off area with the jump off at the end. So when you're training, maybe it's a good idea to grab that while you're running through. Also, much like the Eisendrache and Zetsubu, all the areas are labelled, which is extremely helpful. We can see that Speed Cola is located in the supply depot. Thank you, Treyarch. It's also worth a shout out that we can see the Wunderviz machine will be returning in this map, as we see it just before we launch into that punch. We also see another trap being used, but as well as that, we see a completely new trap, unlike anything we've ever seen. That's a lie. We see one of these in Call of the Dead back in Black Ops 1 with George. It looks like it's going to be flinging them across the map, much like in Call of the Dead where you can fling yourself across the map. Maybe this may work in the same way with the trample steam. I think it will. Immediately after that as well, they just keep giving us these. We have the NX Shadows, or the dual crossbows, as I like to say, and it looks like these things have been either pack-a-punched, or this is them regularly, because they don't look like they've been pack-a-punched. It looks like these guys are going to be explosive arrows, much like in Black Ops 1 with the crossbow. These things are going to be shooting explosive bolts, except you get two of them. And I assume that they're going to do another cool Pack-a-Punch thing with the Afterburner 2.0, seeing as that was the MP40 remake. They may make this 2.0 of whatever the crossbow was, because I can't remember, I barely used it, I'm sorry. Now, this is very cool. We have something that looks like a care package, or some sort of supply drop. That'll come in and help our crew. Maybe these are part of the Easter egg. Maybe you can call these in, or maybe they just naturally spawn in whenever you open a door. Who knows? All we see in the trailer is them killing a run of zombies around it while they're attacking it. So maybe this is what you have to do to maybe get the power on, or because these things are like they're powered by 115. It may be a regional power spot like Zetsubu, but except it's permanent, which makes it so much easier. God damn it, Zetsubu no Shima, why are you so flipping difficult? Every time I turn the power on, it's like round 12. I don't know if that's because I'm a bad player or because I just hate the map. Now, before we get onto the main feature at the end, we see Dempsey spin the box with probably one of the crappiest guns in the game, the Pharaoh. And before we skip onto the main feature, we see the Wonder Weapon. We can see the Wonder Weapon is in the box. Whether you have to build it first, I don't know. We've not even seen a single buildable bench in this trailer yet. We can sort of see a Gobblegum in the corner, maybe. I'll highlight that. But we see this is much like on Moon, where we had the dual-wield Wunderwaffe pistols. I can't remember what they're called. But also we have another dual-wield pistol. It's green, much like the KT4 is before you upgrade it. Maybe it's going to be like an acid gat, or maybe like the Wunderwaffe pistols. Who knows? I'm making speculation here based off a colour, so I don't know what I'm working with. And of course, as we have all wanted, we do get the PPSH back in Zombies. Now, looking at this box scene, I don't think we're going to have the MG in the box, purely because we don't see it spin. Now, that is my own opinion. Maybe it is in the box, maybe it's not. But that's my own personal opinion. If it really was in the box, I think we would have seen it spin, just as like a little tease or confirmation. So I think the MG is just going to be a mounted gun on the side of a wall that you can probably pay to use, or use it for free. Now, in the final shot, we do see the dragon. It's like a little mountain area where the characters can climb on and ride the dragon out of this what looks like a German Nazi camp because of the cross that they have everywhere. I don't think they could have the Nazi symbol in it for, reasons, which is why it's not called Nazi Zombies anymore. So, yeah, this is going to be flipping awesome. We can ride the dragon from map to map, much like how we can use the rocket pads in Ascension to traverse the map. We can actually use the dragon to cross the map. We do get a nice sweeping view of the entire of Stalingrad, which is also amazing at this point. We get a proper nice overview of the map, and going through it frame by frame, there's not really much to see other than the fact that Stalingrad's been completely torn apart by these massive dragons. And in the last scene, we see it completely incinerate the screen before we flash to the DLC screen. Descent. Right, thank you guys. That has been my, in-depth overview of the trailer. That is completely cool. Thanks guys for watching. This is probably the first video that I have seen that is an in-depth analysis of the trailer. So I'll give that a like, subscribe, because, I upload every, 4 months, who knows. But if you want to see more like this, then I will definitely make more if it's requested. So I'll see you guys in the future. This is Brown Sugar, signing off.